Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, in this video I'm going to be discussing some theories and discussion side things going on for The Flash Season 9. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, notifications on, we're going to get right into the video. So, at the end of Season 8, in 820, the Season 9 cliffhanger out of the 2 or 3 that we got, I think technically 4. 3 or 4, I don't remember. We had one in the Earth Prime comic, which is canon. Thanks to Eric Wallace, we know it is. So the Bloodwork teaser that we got will be continued in Season 9. Possibly the Spectre, which could be another Season 9 teaser that we got from that comic, where we'll get another Season 9 event that will include Oliver Queen returning as a Spectre, for someone more powerful than they've ever fought before, coming back, and Spectre will help them prepare for what's coming. So that's 2. Another teaser was the actual Season 9 teaser we got at the end of Season 8 with the blue thing that like turned on in 2049. When Barry and I was talking about the new negative Speed Force avatar, which is also leaning into the 4th Season 9 teaser that this negative Speed Force storyline isn't done yet. It needs a new avatar. Whoever that is, Bear's gonna fight it. So we're gonna be seeing a new speedster. Obviously, I think that's kind of obvious. Could be Cobalt Blue. Could be Red Death. Who the hell knows? But I do think that I think it is fair to say that it is Cobalt Blue. As much as I want to say it's Red Death, I think it's more logical with the teaser we got with that the blue energy sparking off that tube thing. I think it's fair to say it's Cobalt Blue. Because he is a speedster, and he can, well, at least they can make him a speedster. I don't know if he really is in the comics. I don't know much about Cobalt Blue. But considering, like, everyone, and I mean everyone, has been asking for Cobalt Blue for years now, nearly a decade probably, I mean, let's be real, it would obviously be Eddie Thawne. I don't think we would all be super disappointed if it wasn't. But, I mean, we got Deathstorm, and it was, you know, Ronnie, kinda-ish. I mean, they did bring Robbie and Mel back, which is just a whole, like, whoa there, you know? I mean, they surprised the hell out of us, at least for me. I didn't know about it, but... so it was a real shock to see him back, but nonetheless... I think what we were dealing with, or what we are dealing with, is that I think we know that Eddie Thawne will be returning Season 9 for a few episodes. There were people saying that he would appear in 820, thanks to IDMB, I think it was. IDMB is never really accurate, at least with casting details. So, like, again, the 820 casting has said that Eddie Thawne would appear. He didn't, obviously. So, if you see that, doesn't mean it's legit. So, I wouldn't trust IDMB on most things. They tend to, like, when they talk about actors or actresses, they tend to get it right. But when it comes to casting, no. Don't trust casting with IDMB or really anything unless it's, like, 100% confirmed by TV Line, Entertainment Weekly, Deadline, or any other confirmed, like, legit news source that you see Paige or myself or other trustworthy YouTuber, you know, back it up, you know, then trust that. But nonetheless, I mean, he only appeared in, like, what, 3 episodes in Season 8? I think it was 806, 812, and 813. I think it was 812 and 813, I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But whatever, he appeared in 3 episodes, which is what we were told would be the case. And then he'll appear supposedly for several episodes in Season 9. That could be the Cobalt Blue story arc. If there is a Season 9 event, they won't conclude that, or at least start it in that story arc. It might connect. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because Eric Wallace really doesn't know anything about Season 9 yet, because he is taking a little break, which is very well deserved. And they were filming this during the COVID era. Seasons back half 6, 7, and little bit of 8, but we didn't really notice it because the writers did so well, the cast did so well. Everyone just did great during this, time of season 8 when they were filming, to where we didn't need to see like Barry talking down the villain. We didn't need to see Barry being an idiot. We saw him being confident for 19 out of the 20 episodes. The only episode I can think where I actually saw him not really being the Barry we've seen all season was in 8/16, where he got whammied by that dumb bomb thing that he easily could have won the Flash time, which you see him do sometimes throughout the season, and literally locked the guy up in a cell, and that'd be it. But due to writing purposes, and we needed Kenny Lost to direct the episode, it had to go that way. But 19 out of 20 episodes is pretty damn good for the Flash. That even happened since season 1, or even ended season 1. We never had Barry's speed being this consistent, is my point. And so with everything that Eric Wallace brought to the show in season 8 alone, he deserves a break. And so when Eric Wallace comes back from that summer off, and whenever they start working on season 9, and we're going to learn there's an event, I think if there will be a season 9 event, it would 100% include the Spectre, because I don't know when they're going to start filming. But Eric Wallace said he talked to Stephen Amell. He said he talked to the person who played Bloodwork. Those two people, Stephen Amell, aka Oliver Queen, the Green Arrow, the Spectre, and Bloodwork, again, as I said in the beginning of the video, are those two people that we need to be looking at. Because those are the 2 of the 4 teasers that we got for season 9. And those 2 would lead to a big event. It really would. And it could change a lot. Now, the Bloodwork thing, I could see that being part of a 5-part event, or maybe 4-part. I don't know. At the same time, I could see that being like a 3-4 episode graphic novel. Why would that work? When we had a whole first half of a season already based on Bloodwork, I think what they would do is make Bloodwork way more powerful than we had him before. Not super powerful like Despero was, or like Deathstorm where he's untouchable, but it'll be somewhat close to that. It won't be the point where Barry can't stop him, because he will be the one to stop him. And it might not be the point where we're seeing Barry turn evil again, but I think we're going to be seeing Barry having to deal with, this big bad coming back. It'll tie somehow, some way into Cobalt Blue's appearance, and into this negative Speed Force Avatar thing. I really do think it can lead into that, assuming it's on a graphic novel. I can't see them hyping up Bloodwork, and I shouldn't say hyping up, I should say teasing Bloodwork's Turn 5 Season 9, if it wasn't for a graphic novel. Again, whether it's a 4-part event, I don't know. But we do know that Bloodwork is considered a level 5 league threat. And we know for a fact that only Barry has fought Bloodwork. Right? And in the comics, Martian Manhunter was fighting Bloodwork and stopped them pretty damn easily. Right? Barry was MIA, all the other heroes MIA, Martian stepped in and stopped them. I don't know how fast it was, obviously, but, it looked pretty damn fast. So, at least, again, it was in a comic, it wasn't live action, but, you have to look at it like, are we going to get that connection to where Barry meets up with the League comes to help Barry fight Bloodwork, and because they all need to come together to take him down fully and properly, then they name him League Level 5 Threat, and they come up with all these levels of threats and all that. I could see that being an event. I could see them bringing in the Spectre. The thing with that, though, is that whole scene took place, again, in 2049. I'm pretty sure, in the last comic. I'm pretty sure it took place in 2049. So, we could be seeing a lot of things taking place in 2049 in Season 9. One of which would be this Cobalt Blue story arc, Eddie Thawne returning, becoming Cobalt Blue, becoming a species, becoming the Negative Speed Force Avatar in 2049, while they're in 2049 doing with Bloodwork and whatever other events going on. But again, Bloodwork escaped in our time. I just remember that. Bloodwork escaped in our time. Cisco found that out with Tina, who we saw again at the end of Season 8. In 820, we saw her return. So she's undoubtedly going to return for Season 9, unless they're just, going to keep her at Argus and that. But somehow, some way, Tina ends up working at Argus with Cisco on some level. So we're going to be seeing that, I would assume. There's just a lot that we can look at for Season 9 that we can really be like, this is bound to happen, right? Considering the Flash writers wrote the last 2 issues, and they teased like 3 or 4 things for Season 9, I could very well see that coming out. Now, one of the things that kind of got to me was, you could tell this before Armageddon, where the comic was written, because Barry didn't have gold boots, which was kind of a letdown for me. I was kind of hoping, I mean, it wasn't a big letdown, but I was kind of hoping it would. I want to see that in the comics, but nonetheless, that is the 2049 versions of these characters, right? You have Kar, you have Clark, Earth Prime Clark, sorry. Screw you, Todd Helbing. But look, the point is that we do have all these possibilities that could happen in Season 9. We have the possibility of, Bloodwork being a part of a main event, or a major villain, one that I haven't even heard of, that's not Cobalt Blue or Bloodwork, returning for a 4 or 5 part event that would bring back the Spectre because he's so powerful, he needs to get everyone ready for it. Could bring back Supergirl if Melissa's up for it, which she's working with Greg Berlanti again. I don't know where, though. I'm assuming in Vancouver. So if they really wanted to do that, it wouldn't be so hard for Eric Wallace to call Melissa and be like, hey, when you need a 4-party event, could you drop by? And I would assume she would say yes. You want to suit up against Supergirl, and do this really well-done event, come and do it. I wouldn't be surprised. Same with Steven, as long as he's not busy with Heels, which I think is on break right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do get Steven on before he has to go back for Heels to play the Spectre. But at the same time, there's going to be something happening in 2049. Whether or not it's connected to that Negative Speed Force avatar, that's a 50-50. If it is, then it would kind of make sense, because technically Cobalt Blue, assuming it is Cobalt Blue, Eddie Thawne, couldn't take Barry's powers. So, the Spectre could give Barry, I wouldn't say a boost, because we don't want to go back down that route, but give Barry something to make sure he doesn't lose his speed again to Cobalt Blue, if it is in fact Cobalt Blue. Or whoever this new Negative Speed Force avatar is, maybe he's more powerful than anything they've ever gone up against. And the Spectre comes in 2049, brings our Barry there, and they fight alongside to stop this new Negative Speed Force avatar. I could see that being the case. Frankly, I wouldn't mind that. I quite love it. Just because we get Oliver back. But it would just have to work, Like, there's something going on in 2049. We all know that. There's going to be something going on in 2022 when the show comes back. I guess 2023. Whenever the show takes place, who the hell knows. But whether it'll be 2022 or 2023. The show will air in 2023. But they're going to be filming in 2022. So they need to clarify that up. And be like, this is what year it is. Like, just drop that every now and then. Like they did in Season 8. Because we did have a little bit of confusion on what year this was taking place. Because we thought it was in 2022, but it was 2021 for Armageddon, and in 2022 was the Deathstroke Mark, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. I think Season 9, just the teaser set we got, it is enough to get me hyped up for it. Even if I didn't know about the comic stuff, like Bloodwork and the Spectre, more than likely returning Season 9, just what Eric Wallace wants to do with the show. After what he did with Season 8, he wrapped up pretty much everything over season 6, season 7, and season 8. All those storylines he wrapped up. Whether or not we like those conclusions is debatable, but you can't deny the fact that Eric Wallace did wrap up every single possible storyline over the last 3 years. The time sickness, whether it's concluded well or not, I mean, it's pretty damn close to being well done. I think the problem was that season 7 got screwed over because of Candace, and they just had to put in that time sickness. They didn't know what to do with it, so they said, let's just imagine it didn't happen, go to season 8. But you can't really do that on a TV show, but I think they made it work well enough to where we can be like, okay, let's forget season 7 ever happened. Besides some important things like 718, where Bear leveled up and Thawne went all, power hungry, which honestly fits him if you really think about it, because he wants to be better than Barry, which he's always wanted to be that. So, it fits. In the end of season 8, Armageddon led in the last story arc. We saw that. It fit. It worked. And every possible storyline that we got over the last 3 years, as I said, was really, truly wrapped up. So, season 9, season 10, Eric Wallace, again, assuming season 10 happens, which Eric Wallace doesn't want it to happen, he did say this would be a 2-season graphic novel, or a 2-season big story arc, like season 6, 7, and 8 were. He's been planting seeds for season 8 throughout the last 2 years. It's just whether you gotta go back and look and watch it. I think what the problem was for the 8/20 finale, or season 8 finale, was that it was all spread out across 3 seasons, across the course of like 3 to 4 years. Because of COVID, we had season 7 pushed back and season 8 a little bit pushed back. It wasn't like back-to-back seasons. If it was back-to-back, I think it could have gone a lot better for viewers. Because then we had to think back and be like, okay, this is coming from season 6 in the first half, second half. This is coming from season 7 in the first half. And this is coming from Thawne throughout the entire season. Also in 718, when he went power hungry after Barry, this is also coming from season 6, related to Thawne, when he mentioned that he's now going full-on murder hunger on Barry. Like, everything is connected to season 8 finale. It's just whether you remember it. And that's going to be the problem that I think a lot of people have with the 8/20 season 8 finale, was that connection that a lot of people didn't remember. So it didn't work out well. So when we go into season 9 and season 10, again, assuming season 10 happens, and season 9 isn't the last, which I hope season 10 does, I think we would see that work better, because it would be 2 seasons. It wouldn't be 3 or 4, a massive story expanding across 3 seasons or 4 seasons, and it wouldn't be that much time apart. I'm hoping that between the time season 9, and again, assuming season 10 happens, we would get a shorter break, and it would allow Eric Wallace to keep the viewers hooked on those little seeds that he plants in season 9 to all wrap up in season 10, assuming that would be the final season, and then that's it. I could see that playing out perfectly if Eric Wallace knows what he's doing, which I think he proves season 9 he does. Yeah, there were some, there were some iffy moments, but again, he knows how to wrap up stuff. He wrapped up pretty much everything pretty damn well. Whether you want to admit that or not, he did. If you really truly look at it, Eric Wallace knows what he's doing with the show. It took time because he came in during a COVID era, right? That's like really hard to work with. And again, whether you want to admit it or not, COVID screwed over season 7. Season 8 proves that. So I think what we really truly got to be looking at is, can season 9 keep up that hype? And can it keep up with these little seeds when we go into season 10 to Eric Wallace wrap up and then make everything come into one, like, oh my god, holy crap, this is amazing. And holy crap, everything truly did connect. Can that connection work? If it's done well, which I know Eric Wallace more than likely would do it correctly, I can see that all working out. I know a lot of people don't have faith in Eric Wallace. I understand that. And I know I've been given criticism for giving too much to Eric Wallace, but I really do think Eric Wallace knows what he's doing. I know there's some iffy moments, I get that, but when you look at Barry Allen, when you look at The Flash, he knows what he's doing. The side characters, whatever. It's not called Team Flash, it's called The Flash. Barry Allen is The Flash, and it needs to be focused on him and the people he's fighting. Not Iris 24/7, not Barry and Iris and Team Flash 24/7. It needs to be focused on Barry most of the time, and they proved in Season 8 that can happen. And Eric Wallace proved that he can actually do that. Screw the Iris stance. You want more Iris, go watch Season 2 or whatever. Like, this is the new Flash. It felt like a new show last season. Season 8. It felt like a new show. So whether or not you want to admit it or not, that's on you. That's how I see it, but I mean, I truly do have a lot of faith in Eric Wallace, and after Season 8, I have a lot more respect for him than I did before. So, that's just me coming from everything that I've seen and know and all that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.